RWBY Ice Queendom Episode 10 Mirror of Darkness has officially released, so let me break it down for you. So this episode starts off rewinding time a little bit as we get to see what Blake's plan actually was, and to be honest, I did not see this coming at all. For some reason, I thought at the end of last episode she just decided to dress up as Adam, cosplay a little bit, to physically and metaphorically embody the extremist faunus side of things. But it turns out her plan was to actually just get possessed by the Nightmare Grim. The one that infected Jean is still in a jar, and so Blake wants to fight fire with fire. But more importantly, it's the opposite side of the same coin. If Weiss is Team Human against Faunus, then Blake is going to have to be Team Faunus against humans, and basically show that they're both pretty much the same. Shion complies with the idea and so puts the Grim inside of Blake, and she is infected with her nightmare, Adam. This I really like, not only because I didn't see it coming, but it also shows just how far Blake is willing to go to risk her own well-being for her teammate. It's not just oh, I want to help you and I'll just win a fight or something. She's taking extra risks and putting her life in even more precarious situations because she wants to literally do whatever she can. It's like the opposite of Volume 8. Why everyone makes fun of the tea drinking scene when there's a literal war going on outside and soldiers are risking their lives. Team RWBY's lounging in a nice comfy room like, we're here to help, but not that much. It didn't feel like they were risking it all, leading by example, showing how much they want what it is they're striving for. Which is why I like what Blake's doing here. She's said it over and over again that she wants to help Weiss, she wants to show her change, and she's proving it by what she's doing. And on top of that, sort of echoing what I was talking about last episode, it's not every day the characters are going to get possessed by this Grim, so it's cool seeing what their nightmare turns them into. Once again, it was disappointing that we hardly got to see anything with RWBY's nightmare. Her problem was solved immediately, and there's no shot we're getting Yang's. So technically 3 people got possessed, but in reality, 2. But I think it's cool that we get to see these versions of them and what their nightmare turns them into. Anyway, from here we know Blake went off to confront Weiss, but what about the rest of the episode? That's it. That's the episode. Okay, to be fair, everyone else is sort of dealing with their own fight. Jean and the little ones are fighting Jacques, Yang is fighting Big Nicholas, and RWBY has gone off to fight the Vines again. That's the episode. So, why do I sound so disappointed? Because nothing happened. Nothing visibly happened. For the amount of fights going on, there was certainly a lack of fight scenes to show for it. It was very reminiscent of the end of Volume 5, where every fight just cut away or there was one action shot. There's a scene where it's just a shot of some buildings as you hear the clanking of Weiss versus Blake, but we don't see it. And I'm just left to wonder, why? What are we waiting for? There's 2 episodes left. This is where you're supposed to blow your budget. This is the climactic fight. Why is it so shit? Most of the series, all of the fights were one-sided, so they were very brief. Weiss just dominated them. She sat on their face like it was some Rule 34 fan art. So it's not like those were some big undertaking. She just does 1 or 2 cool moves and then everything's over. And you do that so you can save time and money, so you can deliver on an all-out, big-form, high-quality, badass animated fight. Which is what's supposed to be here. Perhaps all of that's going to be delivered next episode, but that's some real copium I'm huffing because this episode should have delivered way more than it did. It's unfortunate because looking at what we got here compared to what we got the first 3 episodes makes it seem like all of the budget was blown there. On the story that wasn't even their own, and also, if I'm not mistaken, episodes that weren't even initially supposed to be part of this show. I think Ice Queendom was supposed to be 9 episodes, but they were given an extra 3, which is why there was a very rushed recap. So all of the budget looks to have been blown on something that wasn't even supposed to be there. And that's frustrating, because I'm sure this isn't indicative of what Studio Shaft is capable of, and I'm sure COVID didn't help this whole project at all either, but it's just a whole lot of nothing happened and it was disappointing. So yeah, that was unfortunate and a little bit frustrating. But there were still things I enjoyed about this episode. I already mentioned Evil Blake. She's not the same as regular Blake. She's a lot more crazy and it shows. It was an enjoyable deviation from the apathetic attitude she usually has, so I enjoyed seeing her like this. I also enjoyed Yang. Despite her lack of a role in the plot, at the very least, they're doing a great job with her characterization still. I like that she's telling Blake that her idea is too dangerous and, giving resistance to everything. And she also shows this level of worry as if she's responsible for what goes on in everyone's actions. I like seeing Yang, even if it's only from her perspective, be the mom of the group. She's showing that responsibility, but still being that fun character. I like Yang in this show. The impossible has been done. In terms of Blake's plan, I don't really know. So Shion said that because she let the nightmare take her over willingly, she has some level of control over her new form, at least to the point where she can steer the truck in the right direction. But I'm not sure if I get what's going on with Weiss. Blake's going on about how she's responsible for all the terrible things that's been done to the Faunus, and Weiss is like, I haven't done any of those things. But while that is true for the real Weiss, Dream Weiss kind of has done all those things. Just a few episodes ago, she was like, no Faunus will enter this kingdom if I have anything to say about it. And now she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if what Blake's doing is pulling the real Weiss into consciousness, but definitely how Dream Weiss started, she's kind of exactly how Blake describes. So, she's kind of justified. There is a clear difference from Dream Weiss from the beginning to Dream Weiss right now. Yeah, so that was kind of just the episode. I don't mind when action happens and there's not much for me to talk about, but if there's nothing for me to really speak my thoughts on, then at least make the action good. So yeah, a bit of an unfortunate episode as we're winding towards the end, but hopefully the last two will be able to bring it back. Anyway, moral of the episode is, I'm thinking Evil Blake is a little misunderstood. I think she's got a point.